Hello, fam, and welcome to the late night show with your host, Chichi Stylxz. I am so grateful for all of those folks who will watch this video now and later. I am your host, Dr. Chichi Stylxz, and we have been ongoing sharing the uh, stories and moments with wonderful folks for the last 10 years. I'm hearing a little echo on here, but I think it just sort of. Yeah, so let us make sure that we've turned off. There we go. So um, I had my YouTube open on another tab, and that's what was making the noise. But I'm so grateful to have with me today Dr. Professor Remi Duyile, and she's going to tell us where she's joining in live from.
Hello, everyone. I am joining live from the great state of Maryland, United States of America. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you guys so much. We're going to go dive right into it. If you guys watched the live we did yesterday, we talked about Dr. Remy's background a little bit. And it was important for us to understand her background before we dig into today's show, which will go into depth about her skills that she can share with you guys. We shared that in the live yesterday because we wanted folks to know that it is important for you to understand where someone's coming from if you decide to follow them and let them lead you. So without much further ado, I'd love to ask one question. Tell us a little bit about your new title as the CEO of Image Consultants and Vice President. I'm sorry, and President and CEO of Image Consultants. Tell us a little bit about that and what that means to the potential client you can help and you can coach.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chichi, for this platform. And of course, I am Remi Duyile, the president and CEO of Image Consulting Group. We've been in existence for close to 20 years. It's a consulting firm that focuses on business development, personal development, and international linkages in the area of education, experiential learning to be specific, and of course, coaching and mentoring professionals, small businesses, and enterprises to their next level. By the virtue of the background I bring as a CEO, former vice president of a bank, when it was not popular to be a vice president, that's when yours truly was. And in that journey, a lot was learned. Had businesses that started with zero, made millions, lost millions, remake it again. So all of those experiences led to the passion for birthing Image Consulting Group and Legacy Premier Foundation, which you will hear all of this today. So that is exactly where we coming as Image Consulting Group, and the passion to want to be able to pay it forward and help each one teach one and help us all be the best version of ourselves. Because there's not too many of us. There's only one you and one me, and each of us can be the best that we want to be. But there is a system to the game, and we're happy to share and care.
Awesome. So, image consultant, you're taking folks and their image, their brands. Is that the reason why you selected that name? Because as soon as I hear image consultant, I feel like I'm gonna get a makeover. My brand will get a makeover. My business will get a makeover. I won't be the same CEO or business owner in the next 6 months. Let's talk about who is this for? Who
Yeah,
is this course for? Who is it particularly designed to help in the community?
sure. And you hit the nail on the head. Why did we pick the name? I did give you a little background about myself. 17 years in corporate America, when it was not very common to have someone who looked like me with four strikes, Black, female, Nigerian accent, rise up to the pinnacle of my career. So the name came as a result of the fact that whatever we do, it's going to be, we're imaging ourselves, we're seeing ourselves in that. Yes, it's not just the makeover. The makeover is important. I said yesterday banking was interesting to me because growing up seeing how the bankers look so pretty and smart, I really wanted to be a banker. And that's how I landed myself in banking. But we took it a step deeper than just the looks. Of course, your look is as important as what you're going to talk about. But the name was selected for that reason. So everything and all people that are affiliated with us, they have to see their image of who and what they like to see in themselves in whoever we're serving. So as we serve our clients, we see that image. Are we seeing that image of what we would like people to do to us? Are we seeing the image of how we would love to be served? When we have to research for them, are we going that extra step? Do we know the how? Because sometimes people don't know and they don't do. But we've been through all of that and happy to share as we do talk more about the details of what we do now.
So the first thing someone would do, and this is so this image consulting group would take on a regular person, CEOs, brand managers, marketing, anyone that wants to develop themselves, and you would take an evaluation of who the person is first, where they're going, what they want, and then you will coach them through. Tell me a little bit about how the program works when someone first comes into a meeting and
Sure.
connecting with image consultants.
Sure. And we're going to focus on the executive coaching segment of it because image consulting focuses on three prong. It's a three-prong approach. We do help with business development, we help with people development, and we help with financing access to capital. So we're a full-blown consulting firm that does a little bit of everything. But you and I know, Dr. Chichi, that human capital is very important. The people that would work in your company are as important as what you want to do for your company because they are going to be the brainchild. They'll be the pair of eyes when you're not there. So we pride ourselves in ensuring that that human capital end of it is great. So yes, you might say, oh, I'm not working for a big company. I'm just me, myself, and I and company. It's okay because you are that brand you. That brand you starts with you. How do you prepare the you? Because you have the greatness in you, you have the knowledge in you. But how do you package it? How do you prepare it so that people can see that it's beyond just looking at this person, Remi Duyile? What do they carry? What experiences do they carry? So at Image Consulting Group, we're able to evaluate where you are now and where you want to go to. So we are able to help individuals, career professionals who want to elevate to that next level. And we're also able to help businesses that want to start up and grow up. We're also able to help businesses that are already established who are looking for resources in the area of funding or network that can get them to that next level. Because we bring not just business development technique, we bring financial technique, and we bring legislative advocacy because that's part of what we do. Image consulting has prided itself in being able to be a one-stop shop because we've invested. We have over 100 years of experience in all of the partners and people that work with us that we know that legislative connections are important, business community are important, and also knowing that what you want to do and getting clarity is important because when you have clarity, when you don't, that's where you need to see us. At one point, all of us will need that clarity. And once we get that clarity, we have a blueprint to that next level. And we're able to help varieties of people in that area because of the expertise we bring to the table.
That is amazing. That is amazing. My screen froze. Is yours frozen? Are you good? Can you
I'm,
hear me well?
I can hear you well. I
Okay,
can
good.
hear you.
We're gonna keep going. It just seems like it's saying that seems like the screen is frozen. So, all right. One of the questions that I received yesterday when I shared this information with some of our friends and family of Chichi movies, I had someone ask me to ask you about how long the process takes and what would be some of the end results, which you've mentioned recently in your question. But how long is the process from beginning to end when you take on a new client? Is it depending on what the client is asking for, or are they packages that cater to people, or is it an individualized program?
Thank you so much for that question, and thank you for whoever asked that question. That's the importance of what we do, and because we know the clientele that are associated with your brand, I'm going to pick on one particular way of starting. And that is our executive coaching. It's called Bridge to Freedom Executive Coaching. And when you hear executive coaching, don't say, oh, I don't have my own business yet. Oh, I have my business, I'm too blown up. No, what it simply means is that we're focusing on unlocking your potential, your full potential. It doesn't matter what level you're in. I started as a teller and rose as a vice president. It took a method. It took me attending trainings. It took me being coached by the likes of Les Brown and all those other great people. Even though I was in corporate setting, I knew I didn't want to just be a mom and pop. I didn't want to just be an order taker. I wanted to have that extra leg up because of the stripes that I carry. And that's what I did. So being in an executive coaching program with us would allow you to help with your personal branding, your strategic vision, because that is important. You have to be able to birth that strategic vision for your life. And it's going to vary, different season, different strokes. But just being able to know that you are brand you, it starts with you and I. And when we can get that clarity, we're able to take it to our businesses and so on and so forth. Enhancing communication. I think I was talking to Dr. Chichi the other day. Speaking was not a thing that I like to do, but my fear of public speaking led to my passion, because I knew in corporate America, because I didn't like to speak, I was just a workhorse, workaholic, if you want to call it that. But when it was time for me to tell my story, I would shrink. And then those, you know how in companies you have people who like to talk and hear themselves talk. They were telling my stories. I'm like, what's up with this? You can't do the work, but you can tell my stories. So I had to go break that silence through getting trained. So communication is very important to us. Leadership, presence. I didn't say leadership. I said leadership presence. There's a presence a leader carries that you don't
Right.
have to say much. It's just noted. And that helps you to attract your likes. Because the worst thing a leader wants to do is attract the wrong crowd. That's going to bug you down. Oh, yes, you want to serve, you want to solve problems, but guess what? You can't solve everybody's problem. So when you have that leadership presence, it will get you the people who can help you go farther. Conflict resolution. We're going to step on people's toes. People are going to step on our toes. How do we not take everything personal in the first place, to the extent that everything is conflict? When I was in corporate America, they couldn't say my name right. They would call my name in a very funny way, but I didn't take it personal. I
Right.
didn't. I would say R for Remy, E for elephant. I would spell it, even though I knew they could say they can just massacre my name. But I was not worried about it because I was aiming being a vice president of a bank. So you can't let no conflict of distractions stop you. You just got to deal with everybody's shenanigan because you know where you're going. And that's why we partner with you at Bridge to Freedom, to ensure you do that. Stress management. We all need element of stress in our life, but it cannot overwhelm our lives. Then we won't be
Right.
healthy. So we help to walk through that. And these are things that you get from this executive coaching. Is a 12-week program, very intensive program indeed, if I may say. You got to be willing to work, because your success is all we care about. We care
Right.
about your success because your success is going to want you to do more. And then we can open you up to our network. It's weekly coaching sessions, workshop sessions, assessments, and there's a support network. This is not just another thing to do for Remi Duyile, another thing for image consulting to do. This is a way to pay it forward, to ensure that a lot of us who might still be in our own little shell, or who think some things are so mountainous that can't be done. Yes, there's a big elephant in the room, but we can take it a bite at a time. And when you have accountability partners who have done some things and been there, you can know that, yeah, I can do better. Technology has made everything so even more beautiful. So, guys, I'm excited. Let's see how you want to learn more. Dr. Chichi definitely will be working with us on this, and we'll see how to help as many people as want to be able to get the support that they need.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, but I can't see myself. I'm not sure what happened to my video screen. It says my video's up. So we're most likely gonna re-record the show just in case we had some glitch with our connections here. Our connection is fine on this end, but in our last couple of lives, we've been having some issues with StreamYard, and we might have to do something about that. But I'm going to move on and talk about, you said something that was very important. When an individual wants to grow, there is a method. Let's talk a little bit about the value of this method. I know you've worked with the likes of Les Brown. I know you've worked with, you've trained at the Dale Carnegie Institute. And I'm familiar with these kind of programs, you know, John Maxwell's, how massive they are. Do you bring that plethora of wealth into the training that you offer when you talk about the methods that you're going to offer in impact imaging?
Absolutely. All of the experiences. Image consulting is a sum total of various experiences. And the ones you've just mentioned, the one that I can say I've been through. We have other partners who have even been with other ones, personality profile. We have that. All of those things are experiences that we bring to our clients. Remember, the singular focus for us with our clients is to help them to pivot, to get clarity, to also be able to be in alignment with purpose, and knowing that there is a method to it. Definitely, communication is very important. So clarity in communication is very important. I'm not saying go out there and be a public speaker and do the speaking, but you have to be able to articulate what you're thinking so whoever needs to help you can understand what you need. And communication is a two-way street. So we go deep into that, and we demystify even public speaking. Everybody has to speak. You're just expressing what you love to do and your experience. And there's no right or wrong answer. If it's your experience, you have the authentic right to narrate it because you lived it. I tell people my life that I explain is not Googled. These are things I experienced as Remi Duyile for the past 40 something years that I've been in this country. So I know that this is what I've experienced. So nobody can come and tell me if it works or if it didn't work, because I know what worked and I know how it worked. So that helps me to brand it. And same for those who are listening to us. There's some things that are so unique about you that people would not always understand your full story. Because I tell people, which bus stop did you meet me at? Was it the bus stop when I was a teenager in Africa? Was it when I was born, when my father loved me to bits as the baby of the family, a high chief taking me to school? All of these are things that make a sum total of you. So don't let your new homeland shut you out because you're trying to integrate. So when I hit the ground running here, stayed with my brother, I didn't feel intimidated by anyone because I came with love. I was enveloped in love that allowed me to know that a little dint of hard work and perseverance, which is one of the titles of my books, will get you to that destination. And that was how we were wired. My mother was a prayer warrior, but my father was so real with knowing that what a woman can do, a man can do. So you cannot intimidate a woman named Remi Duyile, because I know that together we can build. And that's what we all need to get to. And I'm home, I have a home, I have children, and no offense to anyone, everybody deserves to birth their greatness. And what we do with Bridge to Freedom, we want you to have the freedom to be whoever you want to be in God's time, but doing the work. And when you put in the work, the work will be blessed, because that's what will be blessed, our handwork, not who we know and what we know. If we don't put in the work, and the work starts with knowing where do you need assistance, what can you do better. For me, I knew speaking was my nightmare, and I knew I can't afford to not communicate because I was a hard worker, helping clients and so forth. So that is the way you will get it in Bridge to Freedom.
Awesome. Okay, so Bridge to Freedom is one of the programs within your consulting group, the Image Consulting Group.
Yes, that's one of the programs for our coaching programs. Yes.
One of the coaching programs. Do you have any others that you want to mention?
We do have, for businesses who might say, you know what, we already have coaching down path. We know everything that we need to know. You might just need some networking skills that will
Okay.
help to do your business development. We are
Okay.
legislatively connected.
Okay.
Legislation is very important because you have to be an influencer in the marketplace, in the boardroom, and in the courtroom. These are things that would help you to help your clients. So we pride in that as a company, that we are able to rise and shine in rooms that others maybe don't even know how to get into, because we've paid our dues. And that's what we want to show everyone, that if we are in a country like the United States of America, where everyone can be what they want to be, it takes work, it takes a system. So we will show you that blueprint, because it's a capitalist country. Everybody wants to be able to make resources that can help better them, but you've got to know the how and the methodology and the who and the when. All of this you will learn through our training program. And if you're just a business that want to go through our developmental packaging, that also we can talk about. You want to do country orientation, know other countries. How can you go to Africa? How can Africa come here? You're a business in Africa. What you want to come here? There is the EB5. There's so many ways that we can help you to do
Yes,
business wherever you choose to.
I'm gonna pause you right there because Dr. Remy will be speaking live at the Trade, Cyber Defense U.S. Trade Summit, U.S. and Africa Trade Summit, happening September 6th and 7th here in Atlanta, Georgia. We have some sessions in the afternoon from about 2 to 6, and then we have a full day on Saturday the 7th. And she's probably going to be speaking on the 7th. And she's one of the folks you want to connect with in terms of understanding how to do business overseas, trade, and and what is there in the marketplace for you, and what you should be asking your economic developers in your community. Because I know she's here, she's coming to Atlanta, but she doesn't live in Atlanta. However, she can tell you who to be talking to in Atlanta, who you should be asking. She can help you, or the Image Consulting Group can help develop your business to where you begin to do business with folks overseas, begin to take access and have access to people who can help you take your brand, your product, and your business to the next level overseas and here in the US. I'm so grateful that you said that, because I was gonna come ask about folks that wanted to do international business, and you went into that, and just so I could segue off to the next time people can see you physically in Atlanta. Tell us, where will you be next? What are some of the upcoming programs you have going, and what are you offering where people can actually come? How often can you do you have like monthly meet and greets that you'll be offering, where people can come in and meet you in private Zoom rooms and ask questions and Q&As with Dr. Remy that you'll be doing under your new program?
Sure. Thank you so much. And lately, we've been getting a lot of that ask. Being a professor at a university, I'm always in the pool of young leaders. So there's always that meet and greet that we can do once every 2 months. And if it's needed monthly, we can do it. It could be 30 minutes where people hop in. It doesn't matter the number of people. It's just that ability for people to connect and hear what we have to offer, and be able to attend some of the things that are happening, not even just events that we are having as Image Consulting Group alone. We're so well leveraged, Dr. Chichi, in the DMV area, in the United States, that there are some things that are happening that if you're part of our team, Bridge to Freedom, we'll say, here's something that's happening. Just like you just told the team right here that there's something happening in September. This helps people to plan. And then you want to be in the room where you know there are potential network that will work for you. That is how to go. And that's how we roll too. We want to make sure that you know about activities. I'm a member of the 100 Black Women Sister for Sister Network. So our network is not just rigid to a particular continent. We network all over Dubai. I mean, name it, because business has no color. And it's all about impact and income and development. And when people ask us, what do we do at Image Consulting Group? I said, we are people developer. You got to be able to develop people. People turn to businesses. So
Right.
there's no one way or the other. And it's not just myself. So I'm proud to say that we have affiliates, we have leaders, we have colleagues who we work together who are part of this organization, who believe in the drive, because our goal is to pay it forward and to know that as Black and Brown people, especially, that we can work together. And friends of Black and Brown they're also welcome, because we are the face that our young leaders, the millennia, the Gen Zs, they are so smart and
Yeah.
so hardworking and socially enterprising that we've got to create platforms for them. If it's funding they need, we've got to crack the code of how do they find that seed money they will need once they birth that idea. We've got to be helpful for them. So that is what keeps me up at night. How can we create such resources? And the only way to do that is to spread your tentacles and be in rooms where other people are doing events for their purpose. Don't worry if it's not you heading the whole event. Be a speaker, be there, connect with people, show them what you can do, let them learn what they can do for you, so we can build this plethora of funding resources, so that no man, no woman will be turned away when they need a seed money. Before the bank embraces and love you, you've got to show that somebody has believed in you. And we want to be that somebody. It could be family, friends, and so on. We want to help you with your venture capital, people who can help you dream further. That is
Right.
my passion. The banker in me never dies, because I know money answereth all things. So we
Right.
pride ourselves in ensuring that we can create such platforms here at Image Consulting Group.
I am so happy that we had this live with you. I know tons of young people who are hungry to do, their projects, and I meet people, and I'm sure I'll meet more, but there's always that funding's always an issue. And I also want to mention that for the sake of people of color, we tend to not get as much help as others. So to see a woman like you, who's a former VP of Bank of America and who prides herself in placing other people at their next level, I just want to commend you for creating this space for young women of color to look at you and say, I can also be the vice president of a major bank. I can also be the next NASA chief operations officer at NASA. I can also be a pilot. There's a pilot who retired, and we saw her story recently, and she was, one of the first as an African American to do what she did and flew for 30 something years. So I'm just so moved by that. As a storyteller, we meet people and it's their stories that resonate. It's the story you remember, and it's how they made you feel. And when I think of young people that I meet in my career, in my space, and how they have I love young people around me. They just have these big dreams, right? And then meeting someone like you who says, I want to help some of these young people. I want to help their dreams come true. I want to help finance their project. I want to teach them what they don't know. I want to place them in the right room. I want them to go to Dubai. I want them to go places they never dreamt of and dream big and actually achieve those things. I want to ask my last final question alongside that. Are you creating anything, any programs with your nonprofit that actually helps to mentor young women and men who are not necessarily in banking field, but are in general fields that just need personal development? Or does it all fall under the image consulting? Do you have a nonprofit you can talk about that you can come in and bring some young people, and they can, volunteer, and they can watch you, travel with you, do things with you that help them mirror this image you carry, so that as they become great, they also dream to push it, pay it forward and push others as you are doing now?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Chichi. Of course, to whom much is given, much is required. That's been always my philosophy in life. Yes, we have a 17-year-old nonprofit called Legacy Premier Foundation. And you're wondering why Legacy? when that name means a lot to me personally. So when a name is created, it has to be synonymous with what I'm thinking. And the reason that nonprofit was birthed is we wanted something that will be legendary, that will be a legacy, that will outlive many, many of us that will come through it. Hence, it was birthed. And to the glory of God, we have excelled in what we do, not just locally, even globally. Right now, we have two interns, one from Ghana, one from Nigeria, who are working with us during the summer. That is, we do pay it forward, and we create atmosphere where they can learn. And I do a meet and greet with them every week, not because I'm not busy enough, but they are so important to me that I don't want them to see me from afar. I wanted to just, okay, do you have anything to talk about? And they work on their projects, research, do things that makes me to marvel and say, we've got to do more, and not just have them serve the nonprofit. How can we serve them in return? So they are part of our Legacy Fellow program, which we just completed. We had a virtual hybrid fellowship program between Africa and the US, where we have young leaders of college age who we trained through all these things we're talking about. And it's amazing, within the few weeks we did it, these young leaders said their lives have never remained the same. Those are testimonials, and these were free. So at some point, we need goodwillers to please support our 501c3. We're 501c3 registered here in the United States of America. Our books are clean. We've been around financial literacy. We believe that you've got to be financially literate. There's also got to be financial inclusion. You can be literate and not be included. So we bring all this together. And if you're a small business starting up and you're young, we want to help you. We want to help you through those teething stages, because it's hard enough to birth the idea. You are not alone. Legacy Premier Foundation would support you. And we're doing things also with the UN through affiliate people, till we can maybe literally be a UN status NGO. We are doing things with partners who work in the UN. So that is really my passion lane. That's what landed me in what I do now as a professor. It was through going around colleges, doing my financial literacy, just out of going and looking for internship, creating internship opportunity at colleges. That was when I got a call and they said, "Oh, come teach." And I'm ever after been teaching for 5 years and teaching finance, taking my boardroom experience to the classroom, then to the marketplace. This is my passion lane. Legacy is my baby. And I love, 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 love giving back.
So you guys have heard it all. If you want to take your projects and yourself and your brand, and you're a young person, legacy might be where to look at. If you're a professional, you want to take a look at Impact Consulting Group, and we will drop that information on the video link, so that when you click on it and share this video with your friends, you will be able to actually have access to Remy's programs. You can also find her at www.remyduyile.com. Remy, tell other folks where they can follow you, what your social media links are, where is the best place to drop your message online.
Sure. Thank you again. I am active on social media. I'm thankful for that opportunity. LinkedIn is a very good place. You can drop me a line, and that's Remi Duyile. That's my first name, and my last name is RemiDuyile. That's my LinkedIn. My Instagram also is another place you can find me. That will be RemiDuyile. Those two places are the priority places that you can follow and see what I'm doing daily, or as frequently as I'm doing things. You can get a wind of where I am, what I'm doing through those channels. We have TikTok also, still getting acclimatized with that to see how we can be more regular on that. But IG and LinkedIn, you can find me there. Thank you very much.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's Dr. Chichi Stylxz, on our late night show, Chichi. So this will air on a special episode when we decide to release it. You guys will hear of it and see it. And it might just be a snippet of it that airs there, but you'll be able to watch this full episode on our YouTube page, which is at Chichi_movies, where we film your story. I am so grateful for everyone that will tune in and watch this episode and learn more about Dr. Remi Duyile. If you want to hear more about her background, what she's done before, catch our live that we did yesterday with her at the Lowe's Hotel in Atlanta, where we got to see some views. And it was this live too. It was nice to just catch a quick live with her. And we talked a little bit about her background. So today you got the full gist of how she can help you transform your life, your legacy, and your tomorrow can be amazing. Thank you again so much for joining us. Guys, I'm out, and thank you so much, Dr. Remy, for tuning in all the way from Maryland. And you stay tuned on the back end of the studio, and we'll talk a little bit more while we close out the show today. Again, thank you all so much for joining us, for watching and sharing with your friends who want to learn more about how to build their brand, build their legacy. Tell them to find out more about Dr. Remy at www.remyduyile.com, and make sure to catch her in September at the Cyber Defense U.S. Africa Trade Summit happening in Atlanta. I will actually drop the link of where to buy the tickets at that event if you want to see her. And if you would like to schedule a one-to-one with her when she's in Atlanta, please reach out to me. You can catch me on www.chichimovies.com/Miss Chichi. Drop me a note so that I can know to schedule something. I actually handle the personal PR for Dr. Remy. So if you need to talk to a publicist, you can talk to me. Thank you very much. I'm very honored to do so because she is of high value, and she's going to be bringing you guys so much more as we work along together. I will see you guys shortly in a couple of days, because we'll be live again next week with another wonderful guest, as we were last week. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Remy. I'll see you in the back of the studio. Don't come and log out. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you all for listening.